You can each take about a minute each for each question, and then we'll go back and forth. And if it's just a yes or no in a matter of time, just you say, okay, I agree or I disagree, you know? So do you support Proposal 2 and Proposal 3, and why or why not? So Eric, you went second, so let's go have you go first with this now.
I support both of them, but I think people need to come to their own conclusion about proposals. That's why people are being asked those questions.
I also support both proposals. I think Proposal 2 specifically really speaks to the heart of our democracy, in that the people who are benefiting from how the districts are drawn currently are the ones that created the district. So we'll hear a lot of talk about, the idea of whether or not this commission can be independent, but ultimately they are not the ones benefiting from it. It's our elected officials. Moving on to Proposal 3, for the time reasons, I also support that because I think we should have as many people voting as we possibly can. And Proposal 3 does everything possible to ensure the number of people voting increases.
Adam, how do you feel about arming teachers?
I'm opposed to it. Currently, schools are gun-free zones for a reason. Certainly, any teacher with a relationship with a student then being asked to carry a gun and possibly have to intercept one of these students who may have mental problems or some other vendetta against other students really places them in a bad situation. Now, I certainly think we need to keep our schools safe, and we can do that by resource officers, as well as the advanced technology, face recognition software, things like that, with the locked doors and whatnot. But I certainly don't think the solution to school violence is putting more guns in the school.
Eric?
Well, the real problem is violence. Why is there this increase in violence? Well, the fact is that people's bodies are polluted with CO2. They have all kinds of metals and toxic things in them. They have poor diets, and people become enraged a lot easier. So you're only really the thing with the guns is what if we have teachers with guns? Then who watches the teachers? Do we arm the students? I think we need to let the next generation try to figure this out because they're more in tune with the environmental problems. We should lower the vote age to 16. Young people, we let young people hunt at 17 with firearms, so we should allow them to vote. Young people who work, pay taxes, drive automobiles, can be tried as adults in our courts, should be allowed to vote. It's the super voter suppression here is what we're doing with our young people. The 26th Amendment of the Constitution states the state can fix no age above 18. It doesn't say anything about it being less than 18.
Okay, Eric, we'll start with you. I'm not sure about this, so you got to tell me what it is, but do you support red flag laws?
Red flag laws?
I'm not sure what they are. I just have this question. So. Adam, you familiar?
Yeah, I can start with this. So for those in the audience that might not be familiar, red flag laws are an ability for an individual to go before a court to determine whether or not they should possess firearms. Now, generally what this does is it tracks the same mental involuntary hospitalization hearings that we hear a lot of times in probate court. They track the same burden of proof that must be established, which is generally clear and convincing. And what it does is it allows courts to remove firearms from people who may have these mental infirmities or some relative, at least, that is very concerned as to whether or not they're going to use those firearms in a bad manner. So I do support red flag laws. I think our court system is the perfect place for presenting this question for family members who are concerned with their relatives who might just be in a temporary state of not being able to possess a firearm safely.
Eric, now that you know.
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. Adam, we'll go first with you on the next one. how do you fix the damn roads? Same question we had earlier.
So unfortunately, our roads at this point need a major investment in order to get to where we should be at this point. A lot of our budgets have been focused on just maintaining roads as opposed to sort of rebuilding and getting the foundation of the roads set again. One of the hardest problems with our roads is that there is not enough revenue sharing coming from the state to the local communities that are tasked with the maintenance of the majority of the roads. So the state does a lot of the M roads as well as provides the federal funding through the interstates and whatnot. But it's this revenue sharing that has constantly been decreasing to counties and townships that has caused us to see the roads that we travel every day just get worse and worse and worse. So I would propose increasing the revenue sharing and allowing local communities to fix their damn roads.
Eric?
First, we need much more than roads. We need to fix our transportation system. We need mass transit. We need high-speed electric maglev trains to replace short-hop airplanes. We need bicycle networks in our local communities for our health, transportation, and environment. To accomplish this kind of transition, I would like to see us levy a 21-cent gallon gasoline tax, the balance of which could be used to decrease property taxes. I think that would help young people who are trying to find a home and older people who are trying to keep theirs.
Okay, Eric, you'll go first on the next one. Do you support a ban on assault weapons?
Yes.
So, you know, there's two things growing up I was taught never talk about at the dinner table, and those politics and religion. Unfortunately, the Second Amendment, I think, has started to become one of those issues as well. I'm a little different on most candidates' reading of what the Second Amendment says. I start with the basis that it is an individual right. The Second Amendment is an individual right. Where I differ, though, is that the right to keep arms should be different than the right to bear arms. So I am not opposed to assault weapons being kept, but I certainly don't think people should be walking down the roads with them. Certainly the high-powered magazines as well, we should limit as well. So if that, hopefully that will answer the questions. If not, feel free to ask me questions at the end of this as well.
Next question, Adam, we'll go first with you, is how do you, are you in favor of supporting or expanding the Healthy Michigan program, and would you repeal it or just tell us your thoughts about it?
So ultimately, I'm in favor of anything that can get more health care to our residents. I think our focus from the government side of things should be on our people as opposed to increasing the profits of corporations or other manners such as that. When we get these programs to help people, what that does is it attracts people to our state. So I certainly am in favor of the Healthy Michigan. I would like to see it expanded, in fact, as well, to ensure that people have this safety net if they should need it.
Eric?
Well, I have here my Blue Cross card. In Healthy Michigan, like most of the insurance-based, and also when we do give a little bit of government help, depends on who's in office. It kind of goes up and down, like a game I play with my cat. And so we got Obamacare, we got Trump don't care, we got Obamacares again. Both parties are taking Blue Cross and Blue Shield money, PAC money. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Healthcare costs are going to be gamed. The quality of healthcare is corrupted and made worse. We need socialized healthcare, public healthcare. We need single-payer government healthcare system like the rest of the world enjoys. It's called the Green Party New Deal. Even some Democrats like Bernie Sanders like it.
Okay. This will be our last question, but can you talk a little bit about telling us what your feelings are about insurance rates, car insurance in the state of Michigan?
It's obviously too high. Just look at other states. Detroit is like permanently redlined, and yet out here, the insurance companies have been, pretty much bribed and fertilized by the insurance companies to keep them high. So I would say whether you vote for Democrats or Republicans, you're pretty much getting exactly what you voted for.
Adam?
Yeah, and hopefully I can just clarify one thing. I have not received any Blue Cross PAC money throughout the campaign. But I bring that up mainly because the quickest way we can lower our auto insurance rates is to stop voting for the individuals that receive a lot of campaign contributions from the auto insurance companies. Once we start voting for folks who aren't taking their money, their incentive will be decreased. They'll be able to pass on those profits to us as opposed to funneling those profits to the candidates who are running for office. So I certainly hope that once that happens, we'll be able to get a real solution on our auto no-fault, and think that's the best way to do it. Thanks.
Okay. Gentlemen, can we have a little wrap-up? Introduce yourself again, and then just do about a minute wrap-up as to why people should vote for it.
Yes. So again, my name is Adam Dreher. I'm the Democratic nominee for the 22nd District State Senate seat, which, as everybody here knows, the entire county of Livingston. So if you like what you heard today and you have friends in Livingston County, let them know to vote November 6th and to vote for Adam Dreher. I've served our country fighting terrorists in Iraq. I've served our state fighting criminals in court. And I'd ask for you to elect me to serve this district fighting corruption in Lansing. So again, on November 6th, vote Adam Dreher for State Senate.
I'm Eric Beauregard. I'm from the Green Party, Senate 22nd District. 42% of Americans on average identify themselves as independents. And according to a September 17, 2017 Gallup poll, 61% of Americans are fed up with the two-party system and want a new party. The independent voters are in the clear majority. Through billions of dollars of phony corporate TV spots and advertising, Democrats and Republicans have talked you out of your independence, your freedom, and your democracy. The Green Party is 100% corporate PAC money free. We're 100% in opposition to America's endless wars that have bankrupted this country to the tune of $22 trillion in national debt. That's why making decent roads and mass transit systems are impossible. That's why making decent, safe schools are impossible. That's why making decent quality health care available to all is impossible. That's why making America make it great again is impossible.
Thank you.